Okay, hello everyone once again. We are starting webinar Precast Concrete Walls Modeling and Documentation. My name is Valensas Balsevicius. I'm a structural engineer and I work as BIM application engineer in AGACAD. So, a few words about our company. We create solutions to accelerate the industry, just the BIM industry, and we create different add-ons for Revit. So we have more than 11,000 users around the world in more than 100 countries. So our promise to the clients is to reduce the stress, just to eliminate unnecessary tasks, just to make it easier to adapt to the BIM changes, which brings to the engineers around the world. This is the list of our tools. If you'll go to our webpage, you will see that we create a lot of different tools. Today we'll talk about Precast Concrete, but we have different other packages. So we can take a look what we have. So Precast Concrete is to create different precast elements, to model them, to insert details, connections, to sort elements automatically and create sharp drawings. Yeah, a few words about it, but I think I will just go to the live demo as quick as possible. So inside Precast Concrete, we have 5 tools: floor panel layout, smart walls, smart details, sort mark, and smart assembly. So you see the description here, and you will see live demo of them. We will not touch floor panel today because it's just for the slabs modeling. So in this webinar, we'll see how to work the walls, how to split them by using our tools in Revit, how to insert details, connections, cuts, just to make the modeling part of the panels, then automatically sort them, and create drawings. They have automatic dimensions, different options there. And we will also mention some new features for the existing users, so you you should know what will be in the next update, what new functionalities it will bring. Okay, coming soon. So next webinar will be held maybe just in a month. This will be about columns and the beams, precast elements. When we had already done a few webinars in the past, so you can ask for the records and take a look. Just full package, then separately slabs were showed in other webinar. Yeah, and now we can switch to live demo and see how it works in Revit. So let me just go to my Revit to my Revit window, and today actually I will just use small extracts of building to show how it works. Okay, I will just drag this one over here. So we have this tools for BIM doc, which you can download from our webpage, and then you will find this store, and you can install any of our tools and use it for 2 weeks, for 14 days. Have a trial of any of them. So I will use a few of them today. And yeah, so okay, let's start it. We have smart walls. So I will start from this one, just run quickly through some of the functionality of the smart walls. Okay, I have a message that somebody is not everyone is hearing the sound, but actually guys confirmed that the sound is okay. So I'm pretty sure we have sound. It shows my microphone is working. So I don't know, maybe you can fix something on your end. Okay, so let's continue. Just take a look. I need to minimize this one. Yeah. Okay, smart wall. So here I have some just walls, long walls, right? So I will use smart walls to split them. First of all, so I will go to level 1 and I will use different options from the smart walls menu. So it has different commands here. Smart walls can decompose wall into the separate layers. Like if I will click on this wall, multi-layered wall, it can create just separate walls for me. So this is one of functionality, and another one is to split walls in different ways. Right, so let's try to do that. What do we have? Okay, I will go to this wall gaps menu. Over here under gap configuration by wall type, I have options to select what should be the gap when I split the wall. So I have, for this type of a wall, I have this gap. So in my project, I already modeled this green marked walls, so I can define the gap which I need. And then I use, let's say, shorten pick wall end command, one of the commands to disallow joins for the walls like this. So it will use that described gap for me. So I can just separate these walls at first. So I will do it like this. Okay, over here. So I will just disallow joins and make these gaps between the walls. Okay, maybe this one also. One more over here and over here. So I can change that like this if I want to. So basically what I did, I just have now disallow joints and the gaps. Now I will go to the split wall menu. If I will open that, you'll see a lot of different commands. So here under the split settings, I can define what settings should be used for automatic splitting. So let's say I can split wall around the opening, so I can define the distance, and it will just add 2 splits around the opening by defining these by using these defined distances. Then we have panel width spacing. So this will apply when we try to use these commands, and maximum panel spacing will be used when we use this split by maximum spacing command, and this is just the minimal length of a split wall. So we go to the settings and let's try to use something. Here at the top we have some manual splitting, like we can use grids or just other intersecting walls, or to split walls, or we can use these automatic functionality. So split selected from openings. Let's say I have this wall with a door, I select this wall, and it will just split with a defined distance around this wall, right? Then let's say I will split from start, right? So I select this piece and this one, escape, and now it will just split with a predefined distance my wall, and just at the end we have this left over. I have the same on the other side. Then let's say split selected by middle. Okay, let's try to do that. Right, so we have this one panel in the middle by defined settings, and then leftovers on the sides of it. Let's say I have this wall, right? So I can split it by all grid lines. So I just used the different type of grids, not the building grids, but just a additional type of grids. So I will use them temporarily just to split my wall. So let's say I can plan it, I can just add dimensions, I can send it to, let's say, someone else who need to confirm it, and then I can just split walls by all grid lines, let's say. And now you see I have these separate panels just divided in the grid location. Yes, split by selected grid lines. So again, we can just select this one, let's say this one, escape, now select the wall and click on OK, and now I will have this kind of panel splitted, right? So actually I will do the same over here. So let me just define the distance. If I want to have exact distance, let's say I will do it like this, and I will also mirror it. Oh, sorry, cancel. I'll need this one, just draw the line. Maybe I want to make it in the middle. Okay, so split by selected grid lines. So I'll select these again and the wall and escape, and now the leftover I will just do it by maximum spacing. Okay. I just stopped because again one person have difficulties with the sound. I don't have the same reports from other participants, so I guess my sound is okay. Yeah, once again. So if you are connected to audio, so maybe you should try that again. Okay, thank you, Martin, for the confirmation of the sound. So that's the problem of one of the participants. Okay, so I just split it something. Yeah, I guess good. Okay, maybe just one more time. Just split in half. Yeah, okay, good. So I just split it, these walls. Now I would like to form something in here, right? So I will use smart details for that. I would like to have some details, insert connections and cuts and so on. So smart details have configurations. So configurations, this is the main idea of this tool. So you have configurations, you prepare what kind of families do you want to insert? Where is it? Okay, configuration window is over here. So you can use smart details with different categories. You can save configurations under different names. And what can you define here actually is that you can insert line-based and point-based details and define how they should be placed, right? So let me select one of my configurations. So let's say I'll pick this tab. So in this detail priority tab, I can define how point-based details should be distributed on top or the bottom face. So I need to select the family. So families, actually, I use just a demo families for myself. This is just a simple face-based families. So you can use your own, or you can download from manufacturers the families and use it with smart details. So I select from the list or from family browser the family which I want to insert. So it could be void, it could be solid element, it could be nested families and so on. So I select to insert it. I have different flipping options. I want to insert it, this one at the bottom. I can join, just cut the hosted element. And now I describe how this detail should be distributed on this top face. This is the image, the schematic image of a top face. So in one direction, layout direction, this is description. What does it mean? So we'll have offset from here, then offset from here, and in that distance, I will use maximum spacing with predefined rules. This detail will be inserted like that. And in other direction, I will just insert one detail, so I will just place it in the middle of a wall. So it will be good for me. My family is created in such way. And on the top, you see layout correction by element. So there are some different ways how to also improve functionality of smart details, not just by simply using rules, but you can, let's say, in this case, I'm searching for the minimal solid depth. If there will be not enough space, like in a picture, so if it will be less than 950 millimeters, so the detail will not be inserted. and so on. So you can insert as many details as you want, point-based details, line-based details in one configuration, right? When you create this configuration, you select the element, click on Insert Details, select configuration from the list. Over here, just this one, okay? So it will insert these details just by default, by predefined configuration. So you see I have some details distributed on the side, I have some line-based cut on the top, I have some elements at the bottom, and I have, yeah, these line-based cuts at the sides and so on. So wherever I want to, I can predefine this one, right? So let me see. Okay, so actually you can do that with different categories, right? So today I will show only walls, but let's try to select a couple of these, and I will show you another functionality. So all of these walls, and now I will just insert details again, and okay, select the this configuration, just one configuration for all of these walls, and let's see how it works. Because I will, yeah, I just use one configuration for these walls, but you will see some differences between walls. Let's say I have this wall, right? So just simple loops again at the ends, and some connections at the bottom and the top. But you see this one is a bit different because it has some additional just bended loops over here, and it has some cuts over here, right? And the reason for this, it just finds the intersecting element. So let me show you this. I will select this detail and I will click on modify, so it will bring me straight to the configuration of this detail. So you will see that layout correction by elements. This time I'm searching horizontally, I'm searching for elements, so it means I'm searching for the walls and I'm searching for the T connection. I can just use it for different just connections. So yeah, so this time I'm just using for T connection. Let's say in this tab I'm searching for L connection. If I don't have L connection or T connection between the walls, so this detail will not be inserted, right? So that's why this one, it doesn't have any angled elements, because it just don't have intersecting elements. So again, over here, let's say we have another one, same situation, it's just L connection. So if I'll click on that, it will bring me straight to this tab. I have L connection. So the same applies for the for that cut, which was also inserted because of L connection between the walls. So with one configuration, you can define different situations, right? So let's say I can do it just like this and connect most of the wall, or I don't know, just, yeah, depends on the complexity of your project and so on. So this is one overview. If I will just open another one, we have also functionality to, you see this is insert details and auto insert. So what's the difference between these is that you can enter the name of configuration into the properties under the smart detail configuration parameter. So I enter the name of configuration. So this one will have different name, this one also have different name, and then I select these walls and click on auto insert. So it will place details depending on the configuration name, which is in the properties, in the smart detail configuration parameter. So you can just type the name of configuration which you want to use, and it will read it and apply it. So let's just take a look. So we have a lot of elements here, but It's pretty quick. And if you will have just unique situations, right, in a project, let's say this configuration could be applied for most of the wall, and that's fine. Yeah, totally good. But yeah, you see, so I have inserted a lot of elements. So if I will go to this one, just let me extend this view. Okay, so where is it? Maybe this one. Okay, I want to show you. Let's say this one is was used just by default version of it, but I want to modify it, so I can just do modification just for one wall. I don't need to make changes to global configuration. I can just go there, select this detail, select the change it. Let's change the type for this detail, update. So it will just, let's say I change the gap for me. Then this one I would like to change also. So I'll modify, I will select the bigger one and click on update. So again, I just changed only this wall. I just made these local changes, and now I get the result I want, right? So again, you can use a bit of Revit, a bit of Smart Details. Let's say, of course, I just had rule, let's say, to insert this line-based detail, right? So for the wall without opening, it's okay. But for this one, it's quite bad. So maybe I can delete it. I can just move it by using Revit functionalities, but at least I know that they are in a correct position in the wall, right? So it's really quick to insert details in different complexity objects. Okay, just a couple of examples for these. Maybe just show you like this. So again, the corners, it depends. This is my line-based cut. I just used it to make the connections between my walls. So it's really up to you. How will you do that? Okay, I think we can switch to another example. I have some walls here with some openings already defined, but so what I want to show you here is that, okay, so I have this wall, also like multi-layered wall, just a wall and the openings. So these openings, they have something inside. Just I joined this to form some thickening around the openings. Then if I'll go to section view, maybe it will be easier to see. So the wall, just simple wall here, overlapping at the top and the bottom for me. So let me just insert details now, and let's see what the result. So I inserted this one at the top. So you see, again, I have some thickening. I have cut the bottom of that second floor wall. So I have overlap like this. And again, so I formed everything I need, just some kind of thickening here, over here, and in a plan view, the same. I have some cuts at the ends. So I can create really different shape of walls. Let me maybe go to this one. And the last thing I want to show about Smart Details is, okay, let me just select these and again, insert details. The thing I want to show, these walls are also very similar to the previous one. They have just some sweeps, right? So they are just adapting to the size of the wall, because like this is full based elements, right? So we are just following the width of the wall, then we have some elements just distributed by maximum spacing. So either it's just a small panel or it's a big panel, so we will have these elements. But what I want to show you is, maybe I'll just hide these. Here on the top, I have this kind of details. So these are just point-based detail actually. And if I would try to insert them with Revit, so I have one type of it, right? So if I will try to use it on this small panel, so I will need to modify the properties of it to control the distance between them and so on. But Smart Details can automatically read information from the wall and use it to change the distance, the distance between my details, let's say. I can read any parameter from the wall. Let's say now I read the length of the wall, and when I create the family, I use this information to, so I read information from the host element, from the wall. It just changes to the wall length, and then I use this length to control the distance between my details. So you see when my wall is different size, these will automatically just adapt to the size of the wall. So the Smart Detail functionality is really cool, that you can read information from the wall, from connecting elements, and you can make some changes to your elements. I think I can also show you, like here I used also family like this. So it's just point-based actually family, but this is just going through all the height of the wall, because again, I have this unconnected height. I'm reading it from the wall. So this wall, it has this parameter, unconnected height, and I read it from this wall, and then Smart Details will make changes to this element. And in family, I just have it like this. This unconnected height, it just defines the length of my element. So it's one value, but it will automatically change the size of my detail, just depending on the parameters of the host element or connecting element. So there are more information in help files. Actually, you can find it under every tool has this question mark, so you can find some webinars, you can find some technical documentation, even sample projects or blogs, descriptions of the newest events about them. Okay, good. So I have some elements created here. I think it's enough about Smart Details. Now let's get back to the 3D view. So all of my walls now created, they don't have any mark value, right? So I will use sort mark solution to automatically number them. So the solution, it can number different things, but actually I will number only a selected category now. So I will apply the same numbering rules for all the walls in my project. I will write this information to a mark parameter, okay? And in this window, you can define how do you want to number your elements. So you can group them. Let's say different type of walls will have different numbers, but I will just leave it for now. Now for numbering, what parameters will have influence on the number of your element? So let's say you can select from instance parameters, let's say volume, I don't know, length, to have length. Yeah, ID, just host element, level, any parameters as an instance and any parameters as a type parameters, right? So I can select these, and these will have influence on my, if they are different, their mark value will be different. So I will sort them, let's say, just based on the type name, yeah, and the sort mark, this is the number which will be generated automatically. So it will start from 1, let's say. I will just add some prefix, and I will save this configuration actually. Length, I don't know, wall geometry, okay. So I can use this configuration later in next projects and so on. So all the configurations we create in Smart Details, Smart Assemblies, or Sort Mark, or whatever, so they are kept in computer, and you can use it on other projects as well. So now I will just click on OK. And now it renumbered 105 elements for me. It shows me just duplicate mark values because they are really the same elements. actually they have the same length, the same volume, and the same type. So to be precise, right? So if we'll go to level 1 now and try to, I don't know, just annotate. Okay, should we filter something? Check none, walls. Okay. Annotate, tag all. Select what do we have for the tag. We have it horizontal. Okay, good. Let's try to apply it. So now we have numbering of these elements. As I did sorting, I think, to the based on the type. So we'll see that it just goes different types of wall, and they have numbering just based on the type, and again next type, and then continue from this. So I made these settings, but I can do it also in the different ways, right? So let's say I want to, I will go here. I want to renumber only selected walls, right? So I will select only these walls. I will go to element numbering. So just selected elements, mark value. Now I will create a new one. Let me see. Okay, maybe I'll just save it as wall ID and X direction. Okay, just give it a name. So numbering, I will just remove all of these. I will use instance ID. So all marks will be different. Type name sorted. We don't need to sort them. So we will sort them by coordinate actually. Element position X coordinate. I will add it. Then sort mark. Yeah, just okay. Just no number, right? Okay. 8 elements were processed. Why? Okay, so just give me information about the other walls, but these are unique because we have sorted them by using wall ID and by using X coordinates. So now we have just going like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, just in a row, right, in that direction. Okay, so then we have sorted the elements. Just let me quickly show you the last tool. Smart assemblies. So I will use a beta version. So it's not from the doc. Okay. Good. So this one is to create shop drawings, right? So if I'll go to the, you need to prepare configurations again. If I'll go to shop drawing configurations, let's take a look quickly. What do we have here? We have a lot of settings actually. We have settings for the views, so we can create view of assembly. We can create view in a model. So it will just show separate assembly, and this one will show the view in the model, so it could show also surrounding elements, right? Okay, just different types of views, some standard views like you can choose in Revit, but also additional views, just flip versions of sections. You can use legends also. Then in the new version, now you see we have rotate option. So each of the views could be, while creating, it could be automatically rotated during the creating of assembly. So that's really cool. This is the new feature which will be actually introduced in the, I don't know, upcoming 2 weeks. It will be added after we'll do the final testings. Now the new functionality also for the existing users, that you can select view number here. So it means like in previous version, if you have 2 front views, then you need to use 2 different view templates. But now you'll be able just to make it like this, and then use the same section, structural section. like this. So now you will not get error message. In previous version, you had to use view template, different view template. So that's the new functionality of Smart Assembly. So I will just mention all the new features also right now. Okay, so we create assemblies, we have views, we have view templates, we can name the views in a different way, and we can apply dimension rules. So what do we have in dimension rules? Dimension rules are just rules how to dimension main element. So it's not like a wall, it's a main element. It could be all of these categories, right? It could be columns, floors, framing elements, foundations, generic model with and categories, right? So you can use that on everything. So these are rules for main element dimensioning. Now new features that you can total dimension could be placed on other side than in previous versions. When we have dimension rules for the cuts at the edges, openings in the middle of the wall, just to group these dimensions. This should be the new feature of Smart Assemblies, but it looks like Revit's API does not allow us, just to move automatically splitted crop views, let's say for the long elements, to fit them on this sheet. So probably this will not be working until we'll get something allowed for developers to do that. But anyway, let's take a look. Now we have hosted metal details, hosted concrete details. So these elements could be dimensioned, right? Additionally, new version, there will be possibility to dimension them, only the position, dimension, not dimension in the depth of that detail. Also, change the location of dimension lines. So it could be just placed on the other side of the element, for the side elements and for the front and back elements. So this will be quite important feature. Okay, for the hosted details, the same improvement. We can switch the position of dimension lines. Rebars, yeah, so different rules how to dimension rebars. Dimension priority nodes. We have separated concrete and metal details in the new version, and some additional requests from some clients to have short dimensions just for the openings at the sides of the element. So actually, if you will use it, you will note the difference. Then the placement of node positioning, right? So it could be placed on each of the edge, or it could be like this, similar to that. And you can save these dimension rules and apply them on different view, right? So again, other options are just to tag elements, insert gravity point, hide some elements in the views, rotate all of the views at once, reverse the front and back view. So it's important when you create walls in the model and when you have them on the factory. So it's really important sometimes just to reverse the front and the back views, because it's not the same on a model and on the pouring machine. Okay, detail views is just the names for these model views. Schedule views, you can just create any schedules and a number of schedules, apply the schedule templates and just create them. Sheets, you can apply sheet templates. So you create first assembly, you put the views on the sheet, and you can use that sheet as a template. So other elements will automatically have views placed on the sheet. So let me just show you how does it work. Okay, so I'll select, let's say, I don't know, yeah, I have numbering, so I will select a couple of walls, right? And now I will click on create assemblies. Just I select only the walls. I don't select the hosted details because it will do that automatically for me. So now I have a different configuration. I will use this one and I will create assemblies now. So let's wait a couple of seconds. I will take a look. I see some question. The question is, can the added elements like L or T details can be just scheduled or quantitated? So yes, of course, it's just your details, right? It's a structural connection category. It's a simple, I don't know, phase-based details. So they could be just scheduled in your simple schedule of Revit, and it could be used in the smart assembly. So let's take a look now. I have this one, and this one. They are the same, and this one is the PW2. Okay, so I have created two of them, just two assemblies. So let's take a look what was created. So you see the sheet, and the sheet is already created with views placed on the sheet because I just used sheet template. So what can you see here is the element, and it has all the dimension for the hosted details. It has gravity point dimension. It has overall dimension. You see these just dimensions. They just go to that detail. It gives some information which I selected. Again, this one is in the middle. Another one, hosted detail. Then these loops are automatically, all dimensions are placed automatically, and views placed on the sheet automatically. So another one is here, I think. Yeah, so we have it over here. Again, all the dimensions and views placed on the sheet automatically. Let me show you maybe another settings. Yeah, this one, I think it has just different settings. So you see some nodes. Most of the nodes are just at the bottom of the element. So that's just in the new version. Yeah, you see in this one it's different because some of the nodes we have on top, and in this one most of them are just at the bottom. So this is new functionality which will be available in the new version, so we can just be more flexible with these walls. So let's try to create another one. So you see that I have actually few of assemblies, right? It is not creating one assembly from 4 walls. It just works with separate elements. If I create, actually I created assembly views, right? But I can also create the create update detail views. If I'll do that, I think I will have some sections made in my project. So now it will find all assemblies which have this detail view in configuration. And let's see what will be created. So I think we will have just a couple of sections here. They will be very similar to the assembly views, but additionally it will just crop this assembly in the model. So yeah, we have it here. So you see this one, the name of that assembly. If I'll go here, well, I selected all dimensions, the display also, but you see this is my assembly, and these are surrounding elements. This is actually just a cropped section view, right? So you can actually also just move it as much as you want, show surrounding elements. I don't know, it could be used also for the cast in place modeling, right? So you can prepare automatic dimensions for the model elements, not assembly. So you can show connecting beams, columns, and so on. So this is pretty cool functionality of smart assemblies. And now, so all of these was created, just cropped views around with defined rules, how it was defined to create them. So again, it has more functionality. It has functionality to auto-create assemblies like Smart Details. It has functionality to find same type assemblies in all projects, just show which one of them is vivid drawings with primary assembly. It has some edit, update, save configurations from the element and so on. So it has a lot of functionalities. The last feature which I want to talk about, which will be available in the next version, is that when we have slope beam, right, in Revit, let me just make it. I will add also mark value, just anything. And then you create assembly with a sloped element. Let me do that. I will select this configuration, just create assembly. And now smart assemblies will automatically, if I'll edit assembly, you will see that origin of assembly is automatically rotated. So if I will take a look to the drawings of this element, AS, right? So I'll go to the sheet. You will see that it's already rotated, all the views. So when you do that in Revit, you will have to, with the previous Smart Assembly version, you would get this beam, just sloped views, and just everything will be wrong. We will have to manually rotate origin, rotate some top view because it will be vertical and so on. So now Smart Assemblies will do that automatically for you. So it could be, I don't know, just wooden rafter, steel beam, concrete beam, slope beams. It will automatically rotate and rotate origin and create the views as you want it to be. I don't know, do I have any other examples here? I think we are almost done today for the session. So, okay, let's say I have here, I think, multi-layered wall also created. I have just a material takeoff for the quantities. You see these details are, all of these details are just calculated over here. So I have them just created and calculated and some automatic dimensions placed, right? So it's pretty cool. I think it's really good to improve your performance. As our users say, they just save from 80% to the 60% of work with different elements. So it's really cool just to use smart assemblies and so on. Okay, more information could be just we provide in the trainings and e-help files, so you get there when you need that. But I hope you got the image of how does it work, what are the functionalities, what are the possibilities, and if you guys work with precast industry, precast elements, so it's really, I would really encourage you to test them, contact us for the prices, and just go further. Eliminate unnecessary tasks, as we say, right? Yeah, so that's it for today. Let's stay in touch and bye for now.